Howdy YouTube, Eznix here with a little look at video. I haven't looked at StormOS in a while. Last time I did, my impression was decent offering, nothing that really floated my boat in terms of some of the choices made, but not bad. I decided to take a video look at StormOS this time. StormOS has released three 1.0 versions in the last several months. They haven't updated the name of the ISO, so whether you downloaded a StormOS 1.0 back in April or June or now, you're getting different ISOs. So it's hard to tell what really changed. We're going to take a look at it in VirtualBox. And I wasn't originally going to do a video because I just ran through a test install and I was not very impressed. Um, I thought it lacked in a number of areas and didn't even complete the installation without an error. So I was going to be nice and just not say anything. However, I was looking over their project page on SourceForge, and if you scroll down to the reviews, there's a review by Fishman64. I believe I'm familiar with Fishman. We've interacted online over the years. And I know I've interacted with Ben, the creator of StormOS, for years as well. So I respect both of them. And this review is not um, a slight towards either one of them. However, Fishman's words really struck a chord with me and pushed me into motivating me to make a video on StormOS. You can read, I won't reread Fishman's comments, they're up there. Um, so we'll be testing this in a VM, not on bare metal as Fishman suggests, but we're giving the VM 2 cores and 4 gigs of RAM, which according to him should be fine. So you can look over the uh, summary here. And it's a fully customized XFCE desktop. PAMAC is included, Yay is included, easy to use installer with net options for kernels and hardware drivers, etc. We'll see that. Plenty of apps to make the user experience fun and easy. Okay, we'll see. And we'll see about all of these points. So let's go over to the VM here. You can see I have 4 gigs of memory, 2 processor cores enabled, EFI enabled, StormOS 1.0 downloaded today, July 19th. So let's go ahead and start up the VM here. The legacy boot menu is a little different, of course, has a nice graphic. The EFI menu is pretty bare bones, as most of them are. Let's minimize this. The screen will expand a bit when we get to the graphical part of the startup here. We have a splash screen. Okay, Plymouth looks like it's installed. That's what's giving us the boot image there, a startup image. We're not getting any text, so Plymouth is definitely in effect. Okay, we'll probably make this screen a little bigger. I thought it was going to get bigger than this. So a fully customized XFCE? I don't know. No background image. Looks like the installer starts up by default. Let's make that a little smaller. There's some desktop icons, excuse me. And it looks like a whole bunch of launchers that aren't available. Okay. The menu, is the whisker menu, looks like. XFC desktop, of course. Let's go ahead and go to settings, not system, settings. There we go. Let's go to display and let's pick maybe 1440 by 9. Yeah, that'll be a little better. Okay, and we'll keep that. Okay, that's a little better. We can even move this over. Okay, a little better. Cool. So we have the Calamares installer. It looks like customized with the tools that Calamares provides to customize the look and feel of the installer. So we have drivers, software selection, location, keyboard partitions, user summary, install, finish. Okay, no about, so we don't know which version of Calamares this is. Let's start the installer. Okay, drivers. Well, it's kernels and drivers. Nothing is selected by default. Let's just go with the standard Linux kernel and Linux headers. We're not going to need any video drivers, of course. So let's just see if there's anything more here. Microcode. We are running Intel, so let's do the Intel microcode here. And next. So software, we have some gaming, some other stuff, and browser VPNs. I don't want any of this, so we'll just go on. Okay, picked up my location, picked up the keyboard settings just fine. Okay, erase disk or manual. Let's just go with something simple. Erase disk. We're given the choice of swap, no swap, or swap to file. We're not given a choice of file system, so we're getting ext4. That's fine, that's what I choose anyway. And we're given a choice to encrypt or not. Let's not. That might just complicate things. Okay, full name. Let's go with my usual testing name. My usual testing password. And require strong and use same password for admin. Okay. And overview of what will be done. Cool. Install. Install now. Okay, so we're going through our installation. While this is happening, let's take a look around the desktop here. We have Storm System Tool. Let's run that. Okay, it's not marked as executable, but we'll launch anyway. Okay, so we have some basic maintenance steps here. I don't know why install TeamViewer is a basic maintenance update support. Okay. LSHW, okay. Drivers. We have some game utilities and scripts. Okay. Cups printer drivers. Okay. Arch University basically links to different wikis and information around the web. And then about us, the creators of StormOS, you can go to their Discord and hang out with them. Look them up on DistroWatch. Let's see, you can donate money to them, GoFundMe, Patreon, visit their website. Okay, and Storm README. Let's do the README. Is that going to launch a browser? Let's see. So far, nothing. If it's launching a browser, it might take a little extra time with the installer running in the background. We are currently unpacking the file system. So that does eat up a lot of CPU resources there. Okay, let's just close that. StormOS browser, custom Chromium-based browser. Okay. The installer, which is running by default, and install command line installer for StormOS. Interesting. I'm not going to bother with command line installer when I have Calamares here, but I am curious what that is. Let's edit the launcher. Alacrity config, StormOS installer, ABIF. Oh, okay. They include the ABIF installer. That is a text-based installation routine, a very long, intricate script written years ago and still maintained. Primarily, I think it's maintained by the Archcraft people, the person behind Archcraft. He uses or makes that available. Okay, that's interesting that Storm includes ABIF. Let's look at the file manager here. Oh, I double-clicked on it. Okay. Warning, you are using the root account. You may harm your system. Wow, so the live system is using the root account. So if we go, yeah, we're in root. We go to home, there is no home user. Okay, there is no user in home. So we are running as root. Interesting choice. Not crazy about the look and feel. The icons don't seem to go with the aesthetic here, especially on the desktop compared to the file manager. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Accessories, we have disks, we have StormOS system tool. Okay, we just looked at that. Development, Electron is included. Maybe their system tool runs off Electron. And 31, that's a pretty old version of Electron. Interesting. Chromium is here, although StormOS browser is a custom Chromium. So are we getting the real Chromium and the Storm Chromium? I don't know. Volume controls only multimedia. Settings, all the usuals. We do have add remove software, so PAMAC is here, and it is actually letting us know of one available update. Oh, the ISO was just built, yesterday. Okay, not mad. Okay, all the usual suspects. Yeah, very minimal ISO. So we're still unpacking the image here. See if we go to desktop settings, let's see if we can find a backdrop. Yeah, unable to load images. So let's go other. Oh, there are plenty of images in USR share backgrounds. Well, let's open. Okay, now we can see some of the custom backgrounds. These should have been the ones available without having to go through this. Okay, simple enough. Okay, we're creating the init-ram-fs. We've already unpacked all the file system. Just got to wait through the rest of this process. So overall, so far, I see a lack of attention to detail, odd choice to run as root. If you're going to use this as a rescue system, running as root has some ups and downs to it. The up is you automatically can do anything you want without sudo or passwords, and you can use GUI programs as the root user, which in a live setting won't really lead to any damage in terms of compromising settings files of the applications you open and close as root, which normally aren't run as root. On a installed system, you really don't want to run GUI applications as root unless you're really sure of their effects on the settings when run as root as opposed to run as a user. The one downside I can think of to running as root in the live system, if you're using this in a rescue effort, is any files you move, copy, will inherit root's permissions and root's ownership, which may have very unintended consequences on the system you're attempting to rescue. All in all, running as root is not worth the slight convenience you might get from opening the file manager and being able to just open and edit system files without worrying about permissions. Interesting. It's not a good choice. The theming is, because it's running as root, I assume the theming choices really haven't stuck. No wallpaper on initial running of the desktop, broken launcher links on the panel. Yeah. Not the best. Looks like we're installing a whole lot of packages I didn't select. If you remember, going through drivers, I chose the kernel and the Intel U code. And that was it. Didn't choose anything in software. Yet we're installing 47 packages. Stuff I didn't have any choice in choosing. VLC. Why are we doing total VLC installation? This is weird. Why is it selected all of this stuff? Just put it in the ISO. Yeah, your ISO isn't a trim 2.4 gig. It may be closer to 3 or a little over, but you don't waste all this time and risk possible errors in running Pacman within Calamares. Interesting in not a good way. Installing fonts. Hi. GST, installing a lot of multimedia stuff. Okay. Pacman contrib and downgrade. Now downgrade will be coming from the AUR, or if StormOS has its own hosted repository. Okay, and this is the same error I got. Oh no, it's not the same error. Yeah, it's similar. It's a GPG keyring problem thing going on. Writing to the TrustDB database Cannot remove easy test desktop. Wonderful. Yeah, here's the keyring problems. I'm not going to bother to paste the install log to the web, no. But we have an unusable installation, a failed attempt. So, verdict, don't bother. StormOS is, after years and years of development, still, well, it's less of a usable project now. It's actually not a usable project. It used to be usable years ago. Ben, I'm not sure what's going on over at StormOS, but whatever it is, doesn't inspire any confidence. I wish you luck in getting your problem sorted, getting ISOs that actually boot up, start up, install properly. Your reviewers are loyal, Fishman, as an example. I'm not sure if that loyalty is deserved. Ben, take care. Fishman, take care. Sorry to put out this type of video, but we got an unusable system here, folks. It's just not worth playing around with on real hardware. I can't do a VM install. I'm not even wasting my time. Take care, stay safe, have fun. You'll see me in another one, folks. Bye-bye.